Well, it depends. If you figured out if you're going to do complex returns or basic returns. Usually with basic returns, you really don't need mentorship. But if you're going to do a little bit more complex returns, I would definitely recommend that you do, because then you have a community that can help and guide you.
How long do I keep tax records for myself?
Hi, everyone. This is Imelda here.
I'm Karen.
And we're going to go over some of the questions that our students have or potential students have when they want to take a course with us.
Question number 1. Is it difficult to become a tax preparer?
Well, it depends. It depends on what state you live in. Some states don't have any requirements, but there are a few states that do. And I'm going to name some off, and I have to read them off because I don't know them off the top of my head. It's New York, Massachusetts, Oregon, California, Connecticut, Nevada, and Illinois. And this is the last time we checked that these were some of the states, but we would recommend for you to go to your state, do a search, prepares, what I would do, I'm sorry. What I would do a search on tax preparer requirements and then the name of your state. And usually, if they need any hours, is a minimum of like 18 hours or something like that. And also you just need to get your PTIN from the IRS. You go to irs.gov and go under tax pros, and you're able to get your PTIN through there.
I'm a new preparer. Do I need mentorship?
Well, it depends. If you figured out if you're going to do complex returns or basic returns. Usually with basic returns, you really don't need mentorship. But if you're going to do a little bit more complex returns, I would definitely recommend that you do, because then you have a community that can help and guide you through any of the returns that you might think that are hard.
And then the second question that we also get is, I have a successful tax prep business. Why do I need mentorship?
That also depends. It depends if the questions that I would suggest that you ask yourself, of course, is, do you want a community for moral support? I'm going to read some of the questions off, okay? Because I can't remember them. I get a little nervous, okay? Do you need a community for moral support? And then, do you have someone that you can refer some of your returns to, that you know that, hey, I can't do this return, but I could refer them to someone else so you don't lose a client? And then also, if you would like to share your knowledge, because I know sometimes some of us have a lot of knowledge, and we don't have like a community where we can share that. And it's really nice to be able to give back to your own community by sharing, what you've learned in your lifetime. So yeah, it just really depends. Those are the questions that I would suggest you ask yourself. And if you think that, I especially the moral support, I think that that's one of the biggest things, because if you're working by yourself, you're in an office, you come home, you go home, you come to the office, and then you go home again, and then you don't have anyone to talk to about what's going on at work that they can give you feedback. And sometimes we get so stuck in that, we get stuck in our work that sometimes we can't see beyond that. And it's nice to have like some feedback from someone that is going through the same thing or has gone through the same thing. And that kind of helps us reflect on, what do I need, am I working too much? Should I give some of my returns, to someone else? Am I happy with how much I'm doing? Because a lot of times, a lot of people think success is always being busy. And what I feel, it also depends, because if you do feel that that's, success, that's fine. It's perfectly fine. But also you have to look at it and be like, well, am I happy with overworking myself? So that's in a nutshell.
How long do I keep tax records for myself?
The minimum is 3 years or 2 years from the date that you paid your taxes, if you owed any taxes for that year.
Okay. And as a tax preparer, how long should I keep records?
That's also 3 years. It's a minimum of 3 years, at least 3 years. However, if you go onto the IRS website, it goes into this whole thing. Let me read it off to you, because this is actually pretty funny. You keep tax records for 6 years. If you did not report all your income that you should have reported, and that income is more than 25% of your gross income. There's another one that says you keep records indefinitely if you never filed. And then you should keep records indefinitely if you did any fraudulent returns. So, which is pretty funny and interesting.
Thank you.